Well, hello everyone. Welcome, welcome. It's always tricky for me to know if this thing's already gone live or not. There we go. Now I know for 100% we're live. I'm here to talk to you about Awaken Sales, which is a new system that I have created and will be sharing more and more about with you. And I'm excited to share it with you. I'm excited to start talking with you about it. So today I'm just here to start talking to you about it to help you identify why this could be just the right thing for you as one that's deepening in your awakening and wanting to have greater impact and greater sales. So, how can we simultaneously awaken ourselves, awaken the planet, and embrace selling from our heart, from our soul, making the big impact that we want to make through our services, primarily as healers and coaches, trainers, what have you, spiritual entrepreneurs. All right, so awakened sales is all around the idea that there is no disconnect between your spiritual connection and deepening in your spiritual connection and allowing yourself to move from that space to make a huge, profound impact with people in your sales process to help them to deepen their awakening while simultaneously having them come on board to work with you. So that's what we're talking about in part with Awaken Sales. How can the actual sales process awaken you, those that you're working with, and bring them the greatest results with your specific transformation in mind while allowing yourself to do it in a way that feels aligned and true for you? So there's a number of different aspects to this opportunity. But if one of the biggest things I want to really emphasize today is there is no disconnection. I want to just really emphasize that point today. Each Monday I'll be here and I'm going to share with you about Awakened Sales. So I just got my guidance today to be here today, and I am, and we'll continue it each Monday, so I can finally deliver more content with you here in this group. But the big thing for me that's come up, and I see that happens for others, is there's this feeling that there's a disconnect between your deep, soulful purpose. Now, you feel you're here to be a Mary Magdalene or a Jesus or what have you. You feel like you're meant to do that in your own way, no matter what you do, and you feel like you're meant to move in that energy. But then people come in and they say, well, why don't you utilize Facebook ads? Why don't you create this machine, this evergreen, beautiful machine that's going to create all the business that you want through your products, your services, etc. And somehow you're just like, oh, that feels so impersonal. That doesn't feel like me. So does that make those things wrong for you? Maybe, or maybe there's something you're resisting. I'm not here to say one way or another. There can be ways you can utilize any system potentially that would align for you and work for you. Let me give you a, a, a little example. For example, I had a client who was doing Facebook ads and she was doing scripts, it led to a webinar, and then she had a script for a webinar and all this sort of thing. And then she just, she wasn't getting really the results she was looking for at all, no sales. And I gave to her a new way of doing it. I saw her. One of the things with Awaken Sales is different with it from other things is I'm really looking at the person themselves rather than putting them in a cog or a machine that it doesn't take the person into account that is doing the selling. So we take a look at you through my gifts of scanning you and tuning into you, and I can see, okay, you're doing Facebook ads. That could work. That has the potential to work, but you can't do it just based on a script all the time. It doesn't always work. The people that tell you it works 100% of the time, well, I don't know. I always talk to people that say they're in a program that works 100% of the time, but they're not seeing the results. So there's something not quite right there. So I made a suggestion of how she could make it different, and it did create more fun and more engagement. And I don't know, I didn't work with her beyond that. I don't know if it created more sales for her in that case, but it's just an example where we needed to make it funner. We needed to make it more her rather than some just dry machine that we're just cranking out there. A personal example is I have tried some of these messaging things where you connect with a lot of people and you get into little conversations, and some of it's a little AI sending messages and stuff. And it's not like it didn't produce people to talk to, but it didn't feel connected. It didn't feel like I'm producing more awakening within it at the level I would want to. So it just didn't feel right, is what it comes down to. So if it's not aligned for me and simultaneously deepening my own awakening while it awakens others, then for me it's just not a fit. Now, who are awakened sales for? For people like you. It's for people that are so dedicated to their awakening, so dedicated to helping others, and you tend to sometimes to, get a little shy around the sales, get a little like holding your power back when it comes to just being square about sales. So what I'm here is to say that we have to increase the desire and the willingness to experience sales. I've had people contact me, even very recently, says, well, you're all about, it sounds like ultimately you're around money and sales and all that, and I don't care about that. I just want to make the big impact and in the new way, the new model. And what I always say to that is, whatever the new models are, they're going to come in whatever time or package they come in, but they're going to come as we embrace, sales as they are today in terms of we're using money. Okay, so we may use something else in the future. That's fine. Let's see how the systems want to evolve. Let's see how we want to evolve. But let us be in a listening for the opportunities to be square with people and to do sales in a awakened way. So what are some of the keys? First off is, yeah, everything needs to be in alignment, right? If we were to go through a few keys, everything needs to be in alignment with who you are, and then with your particular pathway of awakening. Not everybody is going to get awakening the same way, right? So, yeah, maybe you could create a system that creates sales in a certain business, but is it deepening your awakening? If you say no, then maybe it's not for you. People that are really looking for deep awakening are looking to live it in every moment of their life. It's not a isolated event. Well, we do it on Sundays. We do awakening on Sundays. For the rest of the week, we just look at making money, and lots of it. That this isn't for you then. You're looking for everything to help you to deepen in your awakening. So that's the thing. It needs to align with who you truly are, uniquely your dharma, your purpose, and your gifts. And then it needs to align with deepening your awakening. The other thing that needs to align with actually is there's so many points of alignment, and I'll talk about some of the specific wheels of alignment that need to be there for you to have the success that you want. At some level, these things must be clarified in some way. Is you need to get clear, of course, on the basics. Now, to use a deep spiritual connected process to know who are my people, to flesh that out. A lot of people don't take the time to really do that, or they do it once and they think they've got it, and they don't constantly are in a place of listening to everything, including who their clients are right now, today. It could change, even if it's a micro change day by day or week by week or month by month. We have to be aware of the changes. Many people don't even have the clarity in the first place of who your tribe is and who your ideal clients are. So you need to take the time. You need to utilize tools. I have tools where we utilize questions and tuning in deeply into our guidance to see who that is. Then we can use our terrific sense of intuitive strategy, to massage that out a little bit, the details. And then we can create things like offers. Most of you are offering something that brings a profound change or shift into other people's lives. What is that? Does it speak directly to your audience? If it does, then you've got an offer that's, probably a pretty good offer. But is it the best possible offer? Does it utilize the best of you and who you are and what you're meant to focus on? Or is it something a shade off this way or that way and is suppressing your impact and your sales simultaneously? So really diligently taking a look at these things makes a tremendous difference. The people I work with, we really get it defined and clear ultimately, whether it's in a short period of time. They work with me just for a half a day. We get things clear, crisp, and get them confident. Or if it's a slower path where it's a folding, we're doing the exercises, and we're really listening deeply, and it's a little more yin-y, a little more yin, and we get there over a period of time while deepening your awakening and getting you with the elements of showing up, getting visible, and really just asking people to help you, asking people to respond to you, sharing something, just loving people, being of service to others, and getting out of our heads about how our businesses are supposed to be. So that'd be another aspect. So are we aligned with our tribes, our offers? Are we aligned with truly what we're offering it for and how it's delivered? How is it delivered? Are the elements of, if it's a group or if it's a one-to-one or if it's a combo, if it's a product, does it deliver perfectly in a sequence that brings the greatest impact, brings the greatest awakening and joy and fulfillment for you and your clients? So we want to diligently take the time to take a look at that. It reminds me of so many things that I've created. The best ones have always been the ones where it took the time to keep listening. Maybe I launched it before it was, nothing's totally perfectly optimized ever. It can always be optimized more at some point, right? So we get it to where it feels rather optimal, feels just right at that time, and then we could continue to improve upon it. What most people do is they don't either take the time to optimize something, or what they do is they just sit on everything and say they're working on it still, and they never launch it. They just keep doing same old stuff and say it's coming, and it never comes. So you have to take time to see what it is. One of the things to do is if you're scattered, I'll give you a tip. If you're scattered and you've got a lot of things you love to be about, feel into all the things you're about, and then feel into the new. There's like an energy storm, right? Oh, I'm all about that. Oh, I'm all about that. I'm not this. If you're one of those people, a lot of people here probably are those people. You just feel into all that. And one way to just begin to solve that is feel right in the center of the energy. What is that thing? If you were to give it words, what is the thing you serve that's in the center of all the things that you love and you're so passionate about? No, I need to do that now. No, I'm a healer. No, I'm a channeler. No, I'm this, I'm that. What's in the center? What's right in the center? What would be the words? And then that would give you an indication of what's the primary thing you're serving, and then how are all the ways that you're serving that primary thing. So we have to get clear on what it is that we're offering. We have to get clear on our strategy for marketing. It's another piece of this. So what is the way that we consistently have enough, way more than enough, uh, beings that we're serving, our leads in sales terminology, that it's just so easy. And it's so connected. It's so easy that you can bank on it. It's like just automatic that you're going to have X amount of clients, every month or every week or what have you. Just get it so consistent. And it's all about focus. It's all about tuning in. It's just a process of letting this whole work out. And then if there's things to build out, to build those things out over a specific period of time. There are more and more ways. We won't be able to get to everything today, but the other way is to optimize yourself and your gifts. Okay, so that's one of the last ones I want to talk about. There might be one or two after that. I'm hearing, okay, because I'm rather channeling my content right now. So, but one of the things is to optimize yourself. So, for example, I teach people how to scan other people, how to use your intuitive and psychic gifts to scan into people, whether you're helping business, health, relationships, whatever it may be. If you're able to use your infinite intelligence to know more about what's already happening for them at a deep energetic level, and then address those things in a deeper way from that space, how can that not help in waking more people up? How can that not help in having you stand out from other people that may do great work but don't have that tool, don't have that capacity in a deep way? So I help people to have that, awaken those capacities, have them take my training, really deepen into that ability that you have, and to rock it out in that level. So there's many different spaces of optimization. Are you optimizing yourself in terms of focusing on the state of being you want to be in terms of joy or love or happiness, or whatever words you want to put to it, peace, abundance? What are your words? What are the states of being you want to be in? Is it optimized? Are you optimized in those areas? So, and the last piece perhaps is, are you free Are you free of the encumbrances of your false beliefs? Now, these are more of the ordinary things we hear, but we have to take the things that we've been believing that are keeping us from money and sales and start to dismantle those things, for example. So, one of the biggest things that will change your business is the minute you start to work on your blocks and your shadows around money. That's one of the fastest ways to change your business, if not the fastest way. The biggest breakthroughs happen right there because you cannot take action and be effective if you are not optimized around your purpose, your money, your sales and everything energetically. And with if you have belief systems like little blocks, like little things that keep you peekabooing around the great thing you could be doing, then we need to see about, you know, dealing with those things. So I want you to write down every false belief that you believe you have around money and particularly sales, not just money, because we're talking about when you're in business, making sales is how you make money. So on sales particularly, what are all the false beliefs you have, and then whatever they are, just use a statement to turn them around. Just that's one simple way. I believe if I really go for sales, I'm all about the money, and that's not spiritual. Okay, all right. So you don't really believe that at one another level of your being, right? So another parts of you feels it could be service. So I believe sales is service. Or you could say, like my mentor says, and somebody he learned it from says, actually, sales is service, and then have that as your new frame of reference on that one. If you go through all of them, you flip these things, and actually a lot of times we feel like we have to do so much work on ourselves to get through all these blocks. Not oh no, don't have that mentality. Just drop that mentality. Instead, identify what it is and just flip it. Just flip it. You don't have to repeat it 1,000 times necessarily. Just flip it. Just say, that's it. This is it. This is true for me now. And be of the intention that it's just done. And if you need to revisit it, you will. You will. You'll be guided to revisit those things if you need to. But for now, I'm just saying, like, just flip it today. Because otherwise, we're just hanging on to old stuff. We're not willing to move forward. So go ahead and start flipping these false beliefs around sales and start recognizing sales is service. You can't help people unless you have a sale. Everybody wants to run around these terms, and most of the time I've always been like, no, let's stop running around the terms, stop demonizing the terms, let's embrace the terms, and just be square with things. So that's where I'm coming back to. If you didn't notice today, I'm coming back to being square about things. I've talked a lot, just to kind of review here where we're at. I just want to review that. I haven't talked a lot about sales in this group. I haven't. I've talked some about money. I've talked a lot about purpose. Talked a lot about other things. But I've learned is that one of the things that I've been missing in my bandwidth is not talking about sales. Sales is something I've taught for years. It's been a huge piece of what I've been doing to help people. And I started letting go of it for a while. And I won't get into all the reasons why today, focusing so squarely on the sales. It's sales, not just money, making more money, all those things I talk about, but it's sales. It's that we have to stop running around it, realize that the sales process is one where we're presencing love, we're presencing the opportunity for where things want to shift in someone's life and taking a stand for it. It's that simple. And the opportunity for them to invest in it energetically to say yes is available. And the fact is, if they do it, if you go in a free relationship with them, they're not going to be energetically feeling like, oh yeah, I'm doing this no matter what, right? When they energetically invest something of significance, in this case money, they're going to have a higher level of connection and commitment to what they're saying yes to. It serves them. Sales is service. We have to remember it. Sales is service. So this is very, very key. So I'm going to continue to do these Facebook Lives going forward. I don't have a promise as to what they will be each time. I'm still organizing that. I imagine I'll talk about some aspect of this each week, and to give you some support and some training and some orientation, help you to optimize. So this is today's Awaken Sales Monday Live. Okay. And I look forward to continuing to share this with you. Feel free to share this video with others if you feel that this would serve others. And if you feel you want to optimize yourself and would like to connect further with me, feel free to reach out to me. You know how to reach me. You can always private message me. Okay, I look forward to helping you. If you want to increase your impact, your sales, and deepen your awakening, then just say yes and contact me today. Okay? All right. Lots of love and goodbye for now, everyone.